Wow, I'm about to go on this walk and it looks very exciting so far. But I'm very excited because for the first time in a very long time, I'm going to have this walk all to myself after I finish having lunch. Vegetarian chicken patty on a sandwich. So I'm very excited. It has been a very beautiful cloud-free day, but I've moved a little further south, so it's a little cloudy now, but that's all right. I'm very excited to have this whole walk to myself. I guess I've still got this walk to myself, but that was too funny. As soon as I put the camera down, he and his horse and dog came on by. Okay, so first of all, I love this trail. It's so beautiful. And then, look at this old bridge. How cute is this? I guess it's supposed to be, or maybe it's something for the mines, because here's this little tube. Whoa! I was not expecting this. I'm glad I don't have the choice to go in there. Yeah, so this used to be the bridge to connect this mining stuff over this. Wow, that's cool. I can't see. I wonder if it comes out on the other side. This is really exciting. I'm like 2 minutes into this trail and it is so beautiful, and I love that it's just me and the birds. Yeah, look at this beautiful moss wall. This is awesome. This is a really cool trail so far. Water Race Walkway. Say that 5 times fast. Okay, it looks like this is where it comes out of, so I'm kind of nervous. I'm not going in there. Whoa! It's so dark. Oh my gosh. This is cool. You can't really see anything in there. This is very neat. It's not normal for me to be so excited about a mine shaft, but I just think this was probably all dug by hand. So it makes it pretty impressive. And look, this trail used to go this way, but I'm following the true trail. But I mean, this is just absolutely gorgeous. All this moss and things. Like, here comes another one. I think the little sticks from before. Oh, you can go into this one. Oh, cool. This is so neat. I love this so much. I might consider walking through there, maybe on the way back, but I'm going to continue to follow the trail so far. So here is where the tunnel comes out, and then they built this wall before, and then down here is the path that they used for what I don't know. And then we've got open sky this way. I don't know why I like this so much, but this is just so neat. I've been to so many of the different mining places around here lately, but I maybe it's the fact that I've got this place to myself and just all this moss. I'm obsessed with moss. But I don't know, it's just so cool, and now I must proceed with caution, so we'll see what that's all about. Look how interesting this is. It's like the ground split in two from the tree roots. That's very cool. Huh. Anyway, I was thinking about it, and I think the reason these mines are so cool to me is because this is the first time that I've seen mine shafts like that here, because most of the time, every place else I've been has just been, oh, the miners used to have villages here or whatever, and they don't actually have any of the mines available to see. And I think the only ones I've seen have been outside of here, have been back home in different places in Alabama. So it's pretty cool. Also, apologies, I'm still trying to work out the kinks on this phone. My last phone I felt was easier and better to film with, but this one's really heavy, and it's kind of hard to keep it steady. But we'll get there. This is my first round of taking videos on it, so every day will be a little bit better. You can pause this and read it. I guess this was more of a way to get water, which may be why I love it so much, because water is my favorite thing in the world. Oh, and if you wanted to see the view of what they were talking about, it's mostly just trees. But yeah, so I guess it was less about mining and more about water, which I guess explains why it's called a water race walkway. I didn't honestly know what that meant. I didn't know if it meant there was like a river or something along the trail. Yeah, very cool. If I see any more informative signs, you'll be the second to know about it. Honey, I'm home. Somebody's home. A miner. You can read that if you like. It's quite moldy. I'll read it after we explore the rest of this. Here's another sign if you want to read it. It just makes me so nervous to come into here because I never know what could be there. It looks like it's just a fireplace and a bed. Some little spider webs up there. Yeah, alright. Onwards we go. This is quite random. And I'm not sure why. There's nothing behind it yet. How strange is this? I feel like I'm at the zoo. Oh, here's a gravel field. What? I don't understand. Maybe this is someone else's property behind here. I'm not sure. It looks like I'm just in somebody's backyard. Alright. No clue. Okay, so here's the ocean. And we're going to walk through a graveyard. Okay. I don't know where we're going at this point. This is the most interesting walk I've ever done. So, I don't know. It's a big old graveyard too. What is happening here? Where am I? Where am I heading? This should be the old ghost road, huh? It looks like this goes all the way down to here. I'll follow it and see. So 1872. But yeah, here's the ocean. All the ocean's on this side. I can't swim in because it's all rocky. So I'm excited to get back to Christchurch so I can swim in the ocean again. This is a new looking headstone. Died in despair, but was not lost. Okay, well. Huh. Alright. Let's see where else we go. Yeah, now we're just back on the same kind of trail as before. I don't know. So So that was cool. That was very nice. I've not done a single trail through a graveyard yet, and that was a fun little, I don't know the word to use, moment in the walk. It's a very diverse walk with the mines and the house and the graveyard and the ocean in the distance and the random fence. Very, very interesting. Okay, that's where we came from, and it looks like that was it. Here's a sign. And then here's this. So now we're back out to the real world, which is good because over here I could hear some voices. And I didn't know where they were coming from, but yeah, maybe we'll go to the visitor center before we head back, see what that's about. No, I'm not allowed to touch you, according to this sign over here. Uh-oh, he wants to be touched, huh? Hello, cutie. How are you? You're precious. I want to pet you. Well, I can't. That'd be breaking the rules. Oh, look at this little sweet little guy. You're so cute, aren't you? Look at your little nose. Oh, I want to, but the sign says I can't. I know. It's a shame. Wherever it was, I was trying to head to the visitor center or whatever. I don't know where it would be, but it ain't around here. So I guess I'll just go back. I didn't need the visitor center. I mean, what a walk. What an experience. An alpaca, a graveyard, a mine, a random fence. Crazy. I've determined maybe the visitor center is this way. What have we got to lose by going and figuring it out? Who knows what I'll come across next. Alright, I'm officially giving up on the visitor center because it doesn't really matter. And there's no signage to tell me where to go. So we'll go back the way that we came. And I think I've decided I'm not walking in those mines because spiders. And I'm pretty sure that New Zealand does have bats. And then who knows what else is in there. And I don't need to go in there. So, sorry, not sorry. My question about these little mine houses, did the people build this? Or is this a replica made by the government? Because this looks like it's in really good shape. And I just have to wonder, right? So if anybody has an answer, leave me a comment and let me know, because I'm very curious about that. Based on the look of this track, it doesn't really look like it's very much used, which really, honestly, if anybody comes to New Zealand, please do this water race walkway trek. It's so cool. I mean, it's honestly, I love that I have this all to myself, and people not using it isn't going to hurt anything, but I mean, if more people could experience how fun this was. I mean, honestly, this is my number 3 favorite trek I've done in all of New Zealand now. So definitely come do this trek. It's in the city of Ross, which is near the city of Hokitika. So you can see Ross Community Project about the birds. So yeah, please come, everyone, do this trek. It's awesome. And this is the only water I've seen along the whole thing. I would have thought that I would have walked along a river at some point, but maybe it's all been dried up. Anyway, I have completed the trail. I can see Evangelina back here. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna try to do another walk or if I'm just gonna go to my campsite for the day, but we'll see. How cool is this? This is a rail tractor. All kind of information.
So I had to stay at a paid-for campsite over here in the west, and my host said not to swim in the ocean or the river, but there's this pond that's supposedly fed by the ocean twice a day, so apparently high tide's coming back, so it should get higher soon. But look at this. Somebody put a little path back there. That's very cute. But yeah, I'm just gonna hang out in the water. I guess I can only swim in Christchurch, it seems. So I'll just put my feet in the water in the meantime.
I walked around in this pond for a while. Then I decided to just walk on to the real thing. This is the 5th time that I have seen the ocean in a different location today, which is pretty cool. I think one I didn't take a video of, and I don't think I took any videos in Hokitika either, actually, but yeah, this is the 5th time that I'm seeing the ocean today, so I'm gonna let my feet touch the water even if I can't swim in it. But yeah, that pond was not something I want to swim in. One, because it's called a pond, and two, it had a lot of fresh water and algae and slippery rocks in it. So I'll pass. But there ain't nothing like the ocean. Look at this beautiful horse right outside the beach with their friend goat over here. And their other friend, paradise duck, here. And it's in this weird paddock. And I don't really know how to pet horses, so I've let it sniff my hand, but that's all I've done. It's got these cool markings on its neck. I don't know if they've been shaved in or if that's its hair pattern, but it's a beautiful horse. We've got a big day, so let's get after it. About to start walk number 1. Look at this. So nice to be with the beauty again. It is crazy how much difference a day can make. It is so cold because the sun is not out today. Also, to mention, I'm going to see a glacier, but it's so cold. But I'm excited to see this thing, and it's beautiful. And I'm in the land of the tourist. Speaking of the land of the tourist, everybody I've passed has not been very friendly. I'm not sure what that's about, but hello. Almost everybody that I pass, I'll smile, say hello, and then just and keep on walking. So I don't know if people don't like the walk. Maybe the view isn't good. maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's steep. You can't tell on here, but I've been walking uphill the whole way. But I don't know. Smile when somebody smiles at you. It's not that hard. Okay, so I saw the glacier, and it was what I thought was just a snowy mountain. But it was great because there was a woman up there who was so touched by the sight of this glacier that she was crying. So maybe that was everybody else's problem, is they were just too emotionally wrought that they just couldn't bring themselves to smile. I don't know. Peter's Pool, looking at Franz Josef Glacier in the background. It's so pretty. Glacier number 1, check. On to a walk. And then glacier number 2. And I really wish that I hadn't have run out of windshield wiper cleaner on the way here, because this is rough. Well, the walk to glacier number 2 sure is pretty. I'm heading to Fox Glacier. In the middle of tourists and stroll, but it's all right. These people are friendlier. It's crazy how beautiful all of this is. And then we have a track that's as wide as a road. It just feels unnatural. But the sign I just passed said that I should get there in like 20 minutes or something, and I thought that this walk was like an hour and a half, but I've only been walking for like not even 15 minutes. So I'm not sure, but I'll take it. Here's Fox Glacier. Glacier number 2 of the day. We did it. There were no tears at this glacier except from my pores because it's so humid out here. And it's much less cold because most of the clouds went away. But I saw a sign for a river viewpoint. So I figured why not, because I went to the Peters Pond at Franz Josef, and it turned out to be a wonderful decision. So maybe this river viewpoint will also be a wonderful decision. So we'll see. Not much of a river at the moment, but here's the glacier and a waterfall. And the trek continues, so we'll see if we can get closer to the river. In my personal, professional opinion, the river view is not really worth it. I mean, you can kind of feel like you're a little closer to it, but I say if you don't have anything else to do, come on and do this one. If you've got other things to do, don't worry about it. But that's just my 2 cents. But yes, 2 glaciers, 1 day. Now I'm off to do a couple other walks, and then maybe possibly do something even more exciting tonight. Don't know yet. I will let you know. But I'm considering, if I get back to my campsite on time, to go look for some kiwis. So we'll see. You know, one thing that's pretty funny that I've been thinking about is I have grown up watching British TV, and I've been living in New Zealand since May. It's now February. I'm terrible at math. I don't know how long that's been. Too long for me to still not be able to tell the difference between British, New Zealand, and Australian accents. But it's funny because all the time people, other tourists, will encounter me and they will ask me if I am from here. And I have the farthest thing from a British, Australian, or New Zealand accent, and it always cracks me up. And then I just think, you know, they're probably the same, and they're probably mostly only familiar with their accents. So I enjoy the fact that there are so many different accents and so many different people from all over the world that are here, and we all struggle with it. It just kind of, it's fun, but I'm to the point now where I can hear one word in French and one word in German, and I know that they are French or German. Everywhere else, I'm not so good at, but there are so many French and Germans here that it's pretty easy. Anyway, yeah, the sun has gone behind the clouds, and it's mostly just me on the way back to the car park, and then I'm off to my other walks. Glacier number 2 secured. Off to our walks. I am back to doing another walk. This is the Lake Matheson walk. Very cute. It should be about an hour and a half, and I busted it on the give me a second and see. It's kind of confusing, isn't it? Which way are we supposed to go? I guess we'll go this way. I busted it on the way to the glaciers. Look at this nasty water. So I'm not really trying to go super hard on these. But we'll see how this one goes. More of just a nice relaxed walk, and I think this is going to be it for me today, so that I can get back in time to see if I can't go kiwi hunting tonight before the registration closes. Yeah, there are some storm clouds that look like they're rolling in too, so we shall see. And also there's nobody here right now, but there are so many tourists here, so I'm kind of ready to get out of the land of the tourists for a minute and get back to less people everywhere. So anyway, we will see. It's a nice pretty walk. The weather is nice at the moment, so we'll see how it goes. This is Reflection Island. Not so much of an island as more of a boardwalk, and because the weather's bad, there's no reflection anywhere, but maybe that one girl was reflecting a bit. Looks just like home, except for the mountain. I love this guy here. That's a mean mugging cow right there. I don't blame him. Watching the sunset at the top of a mountain before the sun fully sets, and then we get to hunt for some kiwi. Oh, I may have just gotten it. Hello. Look at you. Okay. Time to tear things apart, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Car around.
There's no car around. You gotta only tear up the sign.
Is it garbage?
No. Except for my water bottle.
That's okay.
It's huge. This is a parrot, an alpine parrot.
Alpine parrot, yeah.
Alpine parrot. With the sunset.
New Zealand alpine parrot. Super clever. They're very smart. When you do tests with them, they're like doing as good as monkeys or apes. Or
Oh, wow.
Mm. You can go slowly.
Uh-oh.
Careful with your feet. I'm sure they will check out once the people left if there's any food.
Oh, could be.
Any food around.
Very likely. We've got an escort service.
I'm asking for those videos as well.
Absolutely. Bye-bye. Uh-oh. One of them.
Thanks, smart.
Okay, bye-bye. Or not bye-bye. It's gonna go home with us. Oops, there it goes. There's an owl up there. Okay, I wanted to show everybody, this is Bruce Bay. This is where I spent that time when I was sick. And the ocean is not one to swim in. As soon as I pulled up, a huge wave smashed against the rocks. But yeah, just huge shout out to this place. Because it literally, I was just able to take time to heal. And I don't know where I would be without Bruce Bay, honestly. So yeah, just I didn't think that I was gonna come back here ever, but see that. I decided yesterday that tomorrow I'm going to be kayaking Milford Sound, so I'm headed all the way back over there. And this was on the way, so I was able to stop back by one more time and say thank you to this wonderful place. And if anyone watching ever wants to come to Bruce Bay, here they have a little coffee cart that has obviously coffee, ice cream, some food, and some sandfly repellent. And here are the bathrooms that saved my life. And then, yeah, and then the beach. Okay, so I made a mistake. I didn't really do very good planning. And they have this road closed. Hopefully soon they'll open it back up for us and you can see the little guys up there and they're knocking rocks down and it's been fun to watch them fall. But so this car thought that they would just go ahead and run this red light, and there's a steam truck up here that pushed them back, which was great. And then meanwhile, this car, just the back windshield wiper, it's just been going on the whole time. And I don't know, but we've been here for, I don't know, a few minutes. And I've been watching the rocks fall. I got my nuts. And I'm just chilling, and I have, I think, 3 more hours before I get to be at my campsite. Clearly, I'm set up here for a while. My feet are swollen from sandfly bites. But I did get some windshield wiper fluid today, so that's nice. Yeah, I think there's going to be a few more of these closures like this before the route is done. But then after today, the rest of my route doesn't have any more closures, which is nice. So, and there's no service here, so I'm literally just, these guys are my entertainment. And I don't know, I can't see past this camper back here to see how many people are behind me, but I'm sure it's a fair bet because they said that they would open the roads at 3, and it's 3. So, yeah. And some of them have timers to tell you how long you're gonna wait. This one does not. I wish it did, because if it did, I'd get out and make lunch, but we could potentially start at any time. So I'll just sit here and watch these rocks fall. So I made it to my campsite in Wanaka last night around 5:50. I hate this campsite because it's literally just this porta potty and no sink or water or anything. But somewhere back there you can see the mountains, and it's cool because this is now the 3rd time I've been here, and I've been able to get the same spot every time. Now I am heading on down to Milford Sound so I can go kayaking tomorrow. So, hooray! I'm doing my greatest hits tour through Central Otago, it seems, and I just swam in the Queenstown Lake. This was the one lake I hadn't swam in Central Otago, so I did it. I didn't want to get my hair wet because I showered 2 days ago. So, yeah, I didn't want to get it dirty, but did it. So now I'm complete on my Central Otago lakes. Swam in the Wanaka Lake, the Queenstown Lake, and Lake Dunstan and Cromwell. Those are the only 3 that I wanted to swim in. Those are the only 3 I did. This lake was freezing cold. Somewhere behind me is a snowy mountain. But yeah, congrats to me. I'm gonna drip dry for a minute and then hit the road. Just for good measure, I just swam in Lake Tianu as well. I laid out here in like November when I was here last, and it was like 60 something degrees, so it was too cold to swim. But I swam today, and this water is much less clean than the Queenstown Lake, but that's okay because it was cold and it's hot here. So I am on my way to Milford Sound to kayak. I've got about 8 minutes before I can start driving. This is my view. Is that snow? It is. So super cool. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited and I'm nervous, but it's so cool to see these beautiful mountains again. So, and it's awesome to see snow in the summertime. So, very cool. I've got a friend. This is Akia. Hello. They like to tear cars apart. Uh-oh, here comes another one. Whew. All right. Wow. Let's not do that, please. Okay.
These guys here, these little fur seals, these are the juvenile males, and the reason I know this is because there's not a colony here. The colony is out on the coast and further up north a wee bit, and what happens is that the juvenile males, well, they become juvenile males, pesky teenage boys, and they start causing a bit of trouble in the colony.
We're about to go underneath the waterfall. This is the tunnel to get to and from Milford Sound. and it sucks, and it's all hand dug, which is incredible, but it's so long and it's scary because it goes uphill this way and downhill the other way, and it's just terrible. It feels like it takes forever because the speed limit is 30 and it leaks. But I'm headed back away from Milford Sound now after swimming in a local swimming hole. It was so fun. It was so cold, but it was so beautiful, and I had a beautiful view of the snowy mountain, and I'm so glad I got to do it. We are in a valley, the Eglinton Valley, I think is what it's called. It's just so cool. I've never been in a valley before, and it's so cool because it's all flat, and then you've got all these mountains all around. A little bit of snow, and I love it. And I've passed through here forever many times, and I always forgot to stop, so I'm glad I finally had the chance to stop today. So amazing. So my favorite part about kayaking was it got so windy and so wavy, and so our guide actually attached like a tarp to the kayaks, and we connected all 4 kayaks together, and we sailed across the sound, and it was so fun, and it was so choppy, and we were just getting splashed by water, and we were just flying through with the wind, and I loved it. And then when I went to that secret swimming hole, one of the people who worked at the Milford Sound kayaks actually told me about it and how to get there. And I went down there, and there were probably like 6 people or so who were down there. And at first I wasn't sure if I was gonna swim because I didn't know like how strong of a swimmer you had to be, because I'd been to where she said, to the actual like real touristy part before, and it is not somewhere that you can swim. And so I was like, I'm just gonna check it out first. And I went totally unprepared, and I didn't bring my bathing suit. And then when I got down there, and I was just like, I can't go and come back and go and come back, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go now. And so I just swam in my underwear and t-shirt, and it was so cool and so freezing cold, and it was awesome, and I was just absolutely buzzing. And when we went underneath the waterfall, I actually got to go twice because I was with the guide. And so we went once as a demonstration, and then we went a second time for me for fun. And we got as positively close to the waterfall as we could. And just so much wind was coming off of this thing, and we were just paddling as hard as we could to get to it. And we were just soaked in the spray from the water. And it was so fun. And then I also, at the very end, I convinced the guide to actually let me jump in the water and swim in the sound for a minute. And it was so cool. And it hadn't actually rained in that area for like a week and a half. And that area, it rains minimum of like 250 days out of the year. So it was fairly dry, I guess you would say. But it was nice because I was a little nervous about going underneath a huge waterfall in case it like pushed the boat down or anything. But that also meant that the water in Milford Sound was super clear and blue. So it was awesome. And I'm very, 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 very glad that I gave myself the opportunity to do this. That was the one thing that if I had any regrets of anything I hadn't done here, it would have been to not do anything at Milford Sound when I had the chance when I was there in November. So I still like it. It totally baffles me why I was just at these glaciers and I was like, hey, I'm gonna drive 9 hours in 2 days to go do this thing that I should have done months ago. But I'm so glad I did, and now I'm back in Christchurch. I got here I think 2 days ago, 1 day ago. But yeah, it's nice. It's kind of cool and windy. It was actually 81 degrees yesterday, but it just kind of, there was like a crispness to the air. It was still pretty cool. And 81 is actually the hottest that I have seen here ever. It's the hottest temperature I've seen in over a year. but it still just felt cool. And it's just weird. The weather here is just so strange. Like, I'm not really sure how it can be cool at 81, but I tried to go lay out and there were some clouds and some wind, and I literally had chill bumps. And today it's very windy and pretty cool, so I'm just kind of in my van with all the doors closed. I had to cook inside because it was so windy, but that's okay. And then yeah, I'm gonna go get some work done today, and then in just a few days I'm going to be leaving the country for a very exciting reason.